Welcome to Movie Damage, and we're so glad you decided to make us part of your day. And I'm John, your host, and today we're going to be looking at my most anticipated movie of 2016, and it was Batman vs Superman. Let me just say this, I liked this movie. I really liked this movie. And I've noticed that there's been a lot of hate. In fact, after watching this movie, I was walking out of it going, geez, that was so much to think about. And the more I was thinking about it, I was thinking, you know, I liked how they did that. That was so ballsy how they went with that direction. And then I thought to myself, this is probably going to be one of the most hated superhero movies in certain groups that has ever been made. And I'll go straight up, this is a non-spoilers review. I will be doing another review, should be later on tonight that it should get released, and that will be a complete spoilers review. But I'm just going with this one. This is not a perfect movie. In fact, when I was watching it, I've got to admit, it was a bit jarry at the beginning. Some of the editing was not very smooth, I'll have to admit. But I can see that when I was watching it, that it's probably a case that there was a lot of stuff that might have been cut out. This should have been a 3-hour movie, not a 2.5-hour movie. And I will admit that shows. It is a bit choppy at the beginning. Now, let's get on to the characters in this movie. Ben Affleck as Batman. In my view, Ben Affleck is Batman from now on. He is the definitive Batman. He embodied Bruce Wayne, he embodied the Batman, and by the way, this isn't the Batman you're used to. This is a angry Batman. This is a vicious Batman. This Batman, not to give spoilers away, but he will leave you in a worse position if you have messed with him than any other Batman in previous time. Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought that in this movie, and I've heard a lot of complaints about this, that there was no character development. I personally think there was a lot of character development, and it drew from the previous movies. The previous movie, that here is this superhero who has burst onto the scene. Society is divided, some like him, some love him, but he's getting all of this attention, and all he's trying to do is the right thing. He's going out of his way to save people. He wants to be the Superman of comics of old. He wants to be this good person, but the society around him is beating him down. It's like, and he looks at the comparisons between him and Batman. Here is Batman who does not play by any rules whatsoever. And he is playing by every rule that is getting set before him. And he is being criticized for it. He's being brought down. But nobody cares that there's this Batman character who is breaking the law, who is hurting people, who is causing fear. And this is a real problem for this new Superman. He's like, why? I'm doing the best that I can, and so many people are trying to destroy me for it. And here's this Batman character that nobody cares about. And I thought that in the story was magnificent. I really do. I think the character development of these people, that you don't notice it as much the first time you're watching the movie. It won't be until you watch it again that you start to realise, wow, there is real turmoil and struggle which is being presented in this movie, and it's been drawn upon. These are not basic characters. These are really complex characters. Now, going on to some of the other ones, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I thought she was pretty good in the role. I really enjoyed what I saw of her. One minor complaint I would have liked to have seen a bit more of the backstory of her motivation for doing the things that she ends up doing. But that's a minor concern. I have a feeling that you'll probably see a bit more of that in the special edition when it comes out. Now, as I said, this movie, Alfred, Jeremy Irons playing Alfred, fantastic. He was really good. And what's his name? plays Perry White. He was really good, had some really funny lines in it quite a few times. Morpheus, yeah, he'll always be known as Morpheus to me. He was really good. Lois Lane, Amy Adams, she was lovely in this role, but she's always lovely. She's, yeah. As I said, for me, this movie was really well done. But walking out, as I said, I could say that, wow, I enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed it. And then I was thinking, holy crap, they're going to get some burn for this. This is going to be hated in certain circles more than any other Superman Batman movie has ever had. But as I said, for me, I thought that some of the ways that they went with this movie, some of the decisions that they decided to go with was really ballsy. Like, I'm a big fan of the Return of the Dark Knight, and some of there's scenes in this which are directly almost cloned from this comic, as well as Doomsday, the Death of Superman story. If you've read these stories, then you actually I think you get a little bit more of an appreciation for what Zack Snyder's brought into this movie. But if you haven't, it'd be confusing for a lot of people. I mean, I got a lot of the references, but I'm a dork. I'm a real dork, big time. But if you were walking in there, a lot of people will be walking out of this movie thinking, what the heck did I just watch? This made no sense whatsoever. So I can understand this is really going to divide people, this movie. Now, for me personally, I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10, and I realise a lot of people aren't going to give it that much, but for me it really was, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the special edition. I can't wait to see it a second time, because I think that when you watch this movie multiple times, you are going to enjoy it more. You're going to get a deeper appreciation for what's going on, for the character development. And let's face the fact, Zack Snyder is such a visual director that I think that a lot of the times the story that he is promoting isn't actually necessarily in the script at times, but is in the visualization around him. He's telling you a lot more in the props, in the sets, in the action, and the way people react than he does necessarily in these scripts. Now that said, I have to give, the script was choppy. It was a little choppy in parts. Some of the setup scenes were, you didn't have enough setup for the overall movie. As I said, you can tell that this was a 3-hour movie and it has been dropped down to 2.5, and as a result some of the story has definitely suffered from these cuts. But personally I really like this movie, and but I can understand there is going to be some serious hate for it. So anyway, that's my non-spoilers review on this movie. Tell us what you think, and press like, comment, subscribe, do what you want to do. And until next time, peace out.